So the Democrats just passed the single largest spending bill in American history, $1.9 trillion. Let's see,
$1.9 trillion.
Zero, zero, and another 6 zeros. $1.9 trillion. Now let's divide that by the number of people in America. Let's say 300.
Okay, now let's see how numbers and math doesn't add up. Let's show you in a minute. Show you what they've been doing for a long time.
And 30 million Americans. Well, they told us that should probably equal about $1,400, right? Is that what I'm saying? That's wrong. So what does it cost the average American? $5,757 per American.
And this is where everybody goes, I gotta pay $5,757 for what? Well, this is called scare tactics.
But wait, only some Americans will be getting the money back. And even then, only get up to $1,400 per person. So what's happening to the rest of the money? And where's it going? Let me give you a few ideas. $15 billion.
Healthcare that illegal immigrants are now eligible for. Illegal immigrants, let's see. Those are people that come to our country illegally. Okay, well, let's talk about those other so-called illegal immigrants. Those are the criminals that come from other countries to South America, and then they come from South America to America. Now, that's what Trump was talking about. Why is that? Listen to what I said. I'll say it again for those who don't understand English. If they don't understand English, they must be an illegal immigrant because you're supposed to speak English in the United States of America. So, they go to South America, and then they come to North America.
That illegal immigrants are now eligible for. Welfare without work requirements, $111 billion.
Let's see.
350.
Let's see. Now, we've got South Americans or Mexicans planting crops and trees in the desert over there in the Southwest. You know, the desert that got left behind after they cut all the trees down and ate all the crops and forests and built all the houses and, oh wait, then it got so bad. Testing, nuclear bomb testing in the desert. Yeah, they were testing nuclear bombs to see if they could stop the pillaging. So, now we've got people out there trying to fix it.
$50 billion to blue states. In fact, less than 9% of the entire $1.9 trillion goes to fighting the virus. The rest of it is a...
What's the virus? There's a lot of heat out there, you know, no trees, desert, heat, you know, and then winter, you know, we got to get snow on top of that, you know, to keep that dirt moist and wet and, you know, permafrost on it. So, you know, keep the dirt down so the dirt doesn't blow and end up being like a sandstorm over there in the Middle East. You know, they got sandstorms over there. You ever seen a sandstorm? Like a sandpaper, you know, it just poof, and it cuts down everything in its path, you know. So like those people dry of spirit, you know, had no wisdom, you know, no oil for their heads, no water. So, you know, they just cut everything down and, oops, sorry about that, you know.
$600 million goes to San Francisco. You know who else is going to...
Why does $600 million go to San Francisco? Well, for the morons on the East Coast that think the East Coast is so good, if the West Coast decided to stop what they were doing and didn't do anything at all, and those forests that they have left and the mountains and stuff that they built, you know, to put in the way of all that wind, you know, that heavy wind from up north, you know, the cold wind that comes down and has nothing to slow it down, nothing in its path to slow it down. This comes right across the nation's plains and says, whoosh, and cuts down every tree, home, and everything in its path. You know, like a storm, just whoosh, the perfect storm. You guys see that movie? You know, and everybody had to run down to Mexico so Mexico could save everybody. You know, there's some truth to that. So all those Mexicans and New Mexico people, you know, they're just over there.
Get a bill? Prisoners. prisoners who don't need a stimulus because we're already picking up their food and lodging.
Oh, prisoners. Is it it's like a lottery, You make up a bunch of false crimes and false this and false that, and you stick people in these institutions, and then you don't educate them, and then wait a minute, then you turn around and you say, oh, this, look at that, and do this and do that, and a lot of brainwashing going on, and then we go, did you train them about the space agency? Did you train them about the sciences? Did you train them about chemistry? Did you train them about this stuff? No, you didn't. Okay. So, Southwest has to do it, Northwest has to do it, and Northeast has to do it. So, okay.
This is where your money is going. This is what your money's paying for. You know what's even worse? The Democrats put in here? They're allowing up to $21,000.
Okay. Your money's paying for. Turn your money over and look at the back of that dollar bill. We left those temple idiots, in the desert, with no crops and no food. And it's like we launched off and landed in a new land and said, never again. Now they want to make just credit cards and chips and cards and plastic, and that's it. That's all you need. Forget about those trees. All the trees they cut down.
If you're a federal employee, $25,000 bonuses for state employees. That's where your money's going, and it costs.
Where's your money gonna go when there's no more trees to make that money? Oh, that's okay. We got plastic now. Forget that there's no trees and no grass and no crops and all of that stuff that we need. Hey, have you driven across the desert plains? Oh, you've driven across the desert plains because it's hard to fly across the desert plains. Have you changed any of the economical statuses of those renewable fuels? Or you just try to make the plane go faster and faster to try and keep it in the air?
Every American, $5,757. That's just a little what's wrong with this bill.